how do you like your steaks? I'm guessing rare, but are you more of a bloody steak person or a well done steak person?
That's the best answer because I've been a vegetarian for most of my life.
There you go.
So yeah.
So you like
So
your
I'm the
steaks?
opposite of my character, I guess.
You like your steaks non-existent. I got that.
Yeah, they're non-existent. Yeah, they haven't been existing for I think something like 27 years or something.
Oh wow. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watch Rapace. Today I'm joined by Anamaria Marinca, who plays Maria in You Won't Be Alone, which is coming to American theaters on April 1st, 2022. We're going to talk to her right now. And while you're watching, if you could like and subscribe to this channel, that would be fantastic. Helps me out a lot. Thank you. So thanks so much for joining me. This is Anamaria Marinca, who plays Maria in You Won't Be Alone, which is coming to theaters on April 1st, 2022. It is a very interesting film. It's like I was trying to describe it to my wife. It's like a supernatural film that does a really good job of displaying like what it's like to be human and the human experience and love and connection. It's such a beautiful kind of artistic film. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
I guess.
you for having me.
Oh, of course, of course. I guess the first question is like, I don't know what drew you to this movie, because I mean on screen it's beautiful, but like what about the script or what about kind of the vision drew you to this film and drew you to play Maria?
I think first and foremost, it was the director that drew me to this film because I had met Goran years ago, and we kind of planned to do a film together. And this was the first time that this dream came true. And of course, the script is as beautiful as the film, I assure you.
Okay.
And I think that the element that moved me the most was the interior monologue
Mhm.
of the main character. I think that was for me. It was the poetry of it and the beauty. It just drew me to, and I was very very grateful.
Yeah, no, that the interior monologue was really helpful, and I thought that was interesting because the film, I mean, there was a lot of dialogue, but I think the film tells so much through kind of the reactions and kind of how the characters see each other and some of the unsaid aspects. So the interior monologue does help a lot to kind of draw those connections. So I'm glad that
Yeah,
that yeah,
it's a narrative.
yeah,
It's the thoughts, the interior, the narrative of this character
yeah.
that leads the film.
For sure. And then I was going to ask about Goran, because I believe this is his first feature film. He's on plenty of shorts and other things, but this is his first feature. So I guess what was it like putting your trust in him? But it sounds like you worked with him, or at least you knew of his work. So it was, I guess, pretty easy to put your trust in him for his first feature.
Yeah, I had read feature film scripts by him.
Mhm.
Actually, he's gonna he is working, I think, on his second feature film, and he's gonna shoot maybe a third one soon. He's a very prolific young director. So I had read previous scripts of his, and that's what made me, trust his taste. And I loved everything I read by him. So it wasn't a first for me, this script, it was a first working with him. But other films, it's difficult to put a feature together.
Mhm.
So maybe the funding, maybe the timing wasn't right. But yeah, that's how we got to work with this one. But I knew him as a writer from before.
Awesome. And the cast was an amazing cast. Like I love the cast and a lot of really experienced actors. Was it, I guess was his vision kind of first and foremost, or was it kind of a collaboration when you've got that many experienced, you know, actors and creators, collaborators all together? Was this like a collaborative effort, or was this like still Goran's vision through and through, even though you had, some high-powered actors in there?
I mean, the choices were his. I knew about Sara Klimoska. I had seen her in his beautiful short that went to Sundance in 2018, I think, and won. I had seen that short. I knew her, but I didn't. I knew the other actors as well, but from their work, not personally. But it was entirely his choice. I was just very happy to be in this wonderful company. But it just, so the magic of the movies made us all connect, and I think it was a very happy set. We all really really liked being together, and we had seen each other's work. And yeah, I think we admire one another.
For sure. And I was also kind of curious about the set, what was like on set, because this film has like some moments of pure joy and beauty, but then also some fairly dark moments. So, what was it sounds like it was a happy, positive feeling on set. Where there, what was the general mood on set and filming? It seems like it could be a lot of fun, but there are some very dark places this film goes to kind of explore that human experience.
Yeah, I think when you believe very much in a story, there's a very special atmosphere, and that makes everything possible. So even very difficult moments in acting don't seem necessarily very difficult in the moment, because everything is done towards that moment, and you prepare. I knew when I had a very, very difficult day, and everything I did was towards that, so I was prepared, basically. Nothing felt forced, or we were there, between friends, and it's I think the whole set was imbued with this kind of energy.
Yeah, and it comes through in the film for sure. I want to ask about I want to ask about your character Maria, because she is an interesting character, and in my mind, there's like, she has two distinct personalities in this film. How did you prepare to play this, very complicated, in one view, like world-wise character, and another part of it very naive and kind of, meek character? How did you prepare for that and prepare?
I love the journey between the two. I mean, the opportunity to play, a before and an after. I knew about the makeup, and that it was going to be difficult, and it was. I think it was definitely the most difficult prep I had ever done for a character, because it took us, I think, 4 to 6 hours in makeup every day to reach that kind of appearance. And of course I was very happy to go back to my old self, because for me that was easy. I would just show up, and a bit of blood, a bit of sweat. It was very easy. Walking, barefoot in the mud was nothing compared to but of course I had wonderful makeup artists, and they made it all possible. I'm not sure now, looking back, I'm not sure how we did it. I don't even know if it was possible in that period of time, because after 4 or 5 hours in the makeup, how long did we have to shoot? I don't remember. Seriously. Everything is blurred now, but we did it, and yeah, it was all, again, when you have this the meaning, is there, and the energy we all wanted to do this, and we loved the story. So
yeah. And I mean, I guess you start at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. to get makeup on, so you can then probably have daylight.
I think 4 a.m. would be 3:30, 4 would be. I think I kind of deleted it from my memory. I'm not sure if I slept at all.
You're just so excited to see the final product.
But it didn't seem difficult at the moment, and we had I remember having 6 weeks, which is a lot in terms of wearing makeup almost every day, and I only remember the beautiful things. I don't know. Yeah, about the shooting. No, and it was in the middle of a pandemic, the only in our lifetime, and we were all very happy to get away from wherever we were isolating. I think also to be with people was incredibly liberating, and also we were in a small town where there wasn't much COVID around, so we had the freedom of eating together and of socializing a little bit, even for rehearsals, but we had this kind of human interaction all the time. So I think that contributed as well to my personal happiness and excitement during this time.
Yeah, for sure. I've talked to a lot of people that, they filmed during the pandemic, and just being around people again and having that experience and being in those bubbles was just a godsend for, people that have been isolating for a while.
I think for all of us. Yeah.
But I think it also speaks to your personality, right? Like you had this grueling experience to get into makeup and you just don't even remember that. All you remember is kind of the joy of filming. I think I would be like, oh, the makeup was so terrible. I had to sit there for 6 hours. And you're just like, oh, it was great because I got to film.
No, I think every day I was I was looking at myself and I was wondering, how did we do that? How did they do? Because I was doing the work after. Yeah. But this magic that I always wondered about while I was watching all these movies with people in heavy makeup and all these transformations that I always admired. I agree. This is the most powerful physical transformation I think I've ever been through in a movie. So I'm happy
for sure.
I visited that kind of story and character. And
I hope you have that entire crew on retainer for Halloween, because that I can't even imagine what kind of costume they can come up with. So now I'd like to go to the lightning round. I know we have limited time. I call it the lightning round. It's just very short, lightweight questions about the film. You can feel free not to answer any of them. I will not be offended, but I try to keep them very answerable. First question is, have you ever gone as a witch for Halloween?
No, because in Romania or in England, you don't have this kind of tradition, very strong tradition. My childhood, I spent my childhood in Romania. So we don't really dress up. Now it's much more prominent. And my nephews, they are wearing costumes for Halloween, actually, and they're going for a trick or treat. So I'm working on that with them.
Yeah, show up next Halloween just in that full makeup, and it'll be the scariest but most magical. I spent about 2 or 3 Halloweens in New York, and I went to the parade. But I see other people as amazing witches. But I wasn't. I was too old, I think. Awesome. I wasn't wearing any costumes. I was just watching. Yeah, for sure. And how long are your nails right now?
Sure.
Okay, so not the claws. Okay.
But that's to ruin any mystery left. Those were makeup as well.
I assume.
So they weren't real.
That'd be quite
in case you wondered. Yeah, so they were I never had them that long, unfortunately.
Yeah. What is the worst you have been burned before, like in your personal life?
I think I have a mark somewhere on my wrist.
Ooh.
On my, I don't even see it anymore. On my, I think it's here, but I can't. On my right wrist, I burnt myself while I think learning how to cook in my first year as an actress, in a small town, beautiful town in Romania, in a legendary theater for us. My friends in the apartment were teaching me how to cook, and I burnt myself, and I still have the mark.
A painful lesson.
It's a very, very small mark.
Yeah, very, very small comparatively, for sure.
Yeah. And
the last question is, how do you like your steaks? I'm guessing rare, but are you more of a bloody steak person or a well done steak person?
That's the best answer, because I've been a vegetarian for most of my life.
There you go.
So yeah.
So you like
I'm the opposite of my character, I guess.
You like your steaks non-existent. I got that.
Yeah, they're non-existent. Yeah, they haven't been existing for I think something like 27 years or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a long time since I haven't really eaten meat. So yeah, it stays. So life doesn't beat art.
Yeah.
in my case.
So were those I guess that's all prosthetics. I guess I thought those aren't tough to film because you're using fake animals, but yeah, that must have been an interesting role to take on.
Yeah. I think the first time I worked with blood in fiction was on a theater stage in Bucharest with my amazing company Bulandra, it's called. It's an amazing theater, and we were playing Shakespeare. Titus Andronicus actually was Heiner Müller take on Titus Andronicus, and that's the first time I realized it's syrup, and it tastes as a syrup. It's sweet. Yeah. This fake blood we use in theater and film. So that was my first encounter with blood. It is a very bloody play. And then I worked a few times. It's not the first time I am covered in blood, to be honest, in films.
Yeah.
I don't know. You get used to this. I believe I am in the moment. So in the moment, I do believe it's real blood. But at the end, it's very nice.
That's just movie magic right there.
Yeah, it is magic.
Awesome. So thank you so much again. The film is You Won't Be Alone. It's coming to American theaters on April 1st, 2022. It is an interesting artistic film. I love that it's like a fairy tale that kind of really highlights the human experience. So thank you so much for joining me. This is Anamaria Marinca. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you in the theaters.
Yeah, for sure. That was Anamaria Marinca, who plays Maria in You Won't Be Alone, which is coming to theaters on April 1st, 2022. It is an interesting film. It is a beautiful artistic film, and it has this like supernatural element, but in doing that, it lets you look into the human experience and kind of like what it means to be human. It was a surprise to me, and I really liked it a lot more than I was expecting to. If you like this interview, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.